Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. This is Mark Tamayo over here. Tamayo two times. Just wanted to get with you guys today. Ralphie's going to join us right now. He's running a little behind. So again, we are going to start without him, and hopefully you can join us. But hope you guys had a great Tuesday. It was a long day for us. We're all over the place. Um, Not sure. See if my hat is all correct. So I'm not sure if you guys follow us on Dobie, on European Dobermans, but on Nemesis Kennels, but we are doing microchipping now. So if you wise guys want to come get microchipped, so your wife can track you, I do microchipping for men. Just kidding, but yeah, I bet your wife would love that, right? um, but I wanted to let you guys know we have a few guests already lined up to get on um, this podcast of ours, and we're trying to get this podcast and get some traction. So I have some buddies of mine. One guy from New York, my real good buddy over there, Brandon. He has one of our dogs, and he is a very good nutritionalist. Not for dogs, not just for dogs, but for other things as well for your health. So we're going to get him on, and we're going to start talking about nutrition and what's good and things like that. I also have a buddy of mine from high school that's in the film making. He's made a lot of films, documentaries, and things of that nature. So him and his little group, want to get on and talk about film. So we're gonna do that as well. Um, his name's Vince Palomino, and we are going to interview them and get them on so we can start getting some traction again. So I want to let you guys know. Here's the Wise Guys podcast. If you guys want to join, you want to jump in. Um, this is the link. Just copy and paste that into your web browser. Make sure you have a Chrome, Edge. Um, what's the other one? Firefox. Enable to stream live with us. If you guys don't have a laptop or some type of desktop to jump on with us, you guys can use your phone. Just make sure you have good audio and someplace quiet, right? And somewhat in a lighted place so it won't be so dark. It was a hot one today. So, you got to make sure that you stay hydrated. And how we stay hydrated is LMNT. Stay salty, my friends. So, another thing that we do here is a 75-day hard challenge. I think I talked about that just the other day. So, if you guys are willing to do that, willing to, get on a regiment, 75-day hard, there's a soft and a hard. Okay. So, we can actually work out together and keep us accountable, right? And then what we can do is share our experience and see what we can do from there. Want to let you guys know about LMNT. This is our super link, right? And they normally come in 30 packs, 30 sticks. Okay. This is the watermelon. This is the mango chili. Okay. And we buy these individually. But for you guys, here's the super link. Make sure you order from here. And with every purchase, you are going to get a free sample. So if you like a particular flavor like we do, um, you know, you also get a free sample, so you can try all the flavors that they have. So again, it's a really good recovery drink. It's also a pre-workout if you like, but mostly a recovery. It's electrolyte drink mix, 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams magnesium. So go check it out. It's freaking awesome. And, we need salt. We need salt in our system. So I'm going to send Ralphie another link here, and hopefully he can get in. All right. Let's try this again. And we will see if he wants to get in. So, one thing that I like to do is listen to some rock music or some country music while I'm working out. And this is, not sure if you heard of this guy. His name's Tyler Braden, The Devil You Know. So let's check him out real quick as we are waiting for Ralphie to jump in. So what type of music do you guys like? And feel free to jump in, share your comments with us, and let us know what you think about this podcast so far. Again, we barely started this, so this is basically our third podcast. And the first time it was awesome. It was the audio was okay and things like that. We were trying to dial everything in, and as we were trying to dial things in, the next time I used a different camera, and my audio was echoey, and Ralphie was good. So the third time, Ralphie, I guess his link was broken, or I'm not sure what was going on with his camera, but he was getting a black screen. So make sure, again, just word to the wise as a wise guy, get prepared, be prepared, and make sure you guys always get in like 20, 30 minutes ahead of time so you can work out the kinks, and make sure you guys can get connected prior to going live. The reason why we go live is because you get more traction during the platforms that you're using, right? Instagram allows you to do 1 hour. If you guys want to do 1 hour podcasting, want to do live, if you're in an event or if you're at a place that you're doing some reviews or things like that. Interviews normally take an hour. We try to do 45 minutes to an hour for interview, and bouncing the conversation back and forth. But you don't necessarily have to do an hour. But if you do an hour, you actually can break it into parts, right? And there's all types of different apps out there. Opus Clip. I use Filmora, which does all my editing. This actually platform that I'm using now, it's called StreamYard, right? A lot of people use it. It's pretty much plug and play. You brand yourself. There's a lot of different things that are really good about this platform that we're using. But if you guys do end up using it, at the end, when you end the stream, it's going to record locally for you and for the guest that you have on. So that it will actually save the video to your hard drive and also up to the cloud, right? But then you can take it, the whole video, however long it is, 45 minutes to an hour, and you can use that little AI generation, and it will break it up into like maybe 12 to 15 different smaller clips, so you guys can use on TikTok, you guys can use on your stories for Instagram. It also somewhat will tell you which ones will be best for performance. I know Opus Clip, if you use that, you upload one big video, it breaks it down to you, and then it rates it. So it rates like maybe 97 out of 100 that this video will go viral, right? And from top to bottom, it will rate them, 1 through 10 or whatever it, however it rates it. So the lowest ones, you can use them, but you're just going to post it. But you always want to use the top 5, because the top 5 videos that you create through that Opus clip or through Filmora or through StreamYard, it's actually going to tell you, like, you're going to get a lot of traction based on these videos on your on what you just talked about. So again, hope you guys are getting some value out of these videos. Hope I'm giving you some value while Ralphie's getting everything dialed in. And we're going to be here. We're trying to do 2 a week, just so we can get better at it and get it dialed in. So it's kind of hard for me to just talk on my own. It's good when you have conversation with someone else. Because I can talk forever, but I have a lot of topics I can talk about, but it's always best to have someone talking with you, right? And that's why we have it. I could have named it Wise Guy. But yeah, so again, I hope you guys are getting some value out of this. Hope I'm explaining things a little clearly for you guys. If you guys want to start your podcast, again, we can talk tech. I have a lot of different type of microphones, cameras, things that you can utilize during your podcast to make your podcast better. I have the Stream Deck, the Rodecaster Pro, Rodecaster Duo. There's all types of things that you can use, but do you really need them, right? If you want to get good, if you want to get better, it's going to step up your game a little better and have your audio, dialed in and things like that. But you don't necessarily need them to start a podcast. All you need is a mic, maybe some headphones, and a good camera, and like they always say, just start pressing record, start filming. And one thing about that, especially with TikTok and YouTube, you can start getting paid, for these videos that you create. You can start doing affiliated marketing, depending on what your specialty is or what your hobby is. Like me is dogs, right? Dobermans. I try to promote products that I use, and then let people know, hey, this is good or this is a piece of shit, right? And there's all types of people that ask me to be an ambassador for their damn furry, fur toys and stuff like that. But I can't promote that stuff with my European Dobermans, man. They'll tear that shit in 1 second. So, I really say no to them, right? So I try to buy certain things that I would use, right? That's going to last. That's going to be beneficial to what we're doing. And then I will give you that information, whether it's here or whether it's on my other platform. But, you got to stand by your product. That's one thing that you got to start learning in business. You got to stand by your product. You got to brand it. You got to live it, right? And ultimately, your word is your bond, right? My mom used to always say, always leave them a good taste in their mouth when they speak about you. So whether it's, in business, in work, in playing a sport, or just doing something, good for your community, make sure that you're always leaving a good taste in their mouth when they speak about you. Because, if you're around people that talk about other people, most likely they're talking about you when you're not around. So try to stay around a good network of friends that build you up, and and not break people down, and everyone can benefit from rising together. I used to always say, we rise together or we fall together. That was one of my things that I used to always say in work. As a team leader, and building teams, I just used to tell them, I said, look, man, you're a representation of me. So I'm going to give you every tool, right, to be successful. I'm going to teach you everything I know so you can be that much better. A lot of people don't like doing that because they think they're giving too much and that person might, supersede them one day. But for me, as a manager, as a supervisor, as a director, the more they knew, the less I did. Because now, instead of just me um, knowing all these things and having experience, I'm building them as well. And now there's 10 of me, right? So if anyone came, different department, you know, uh, asked for advice, I would say, hey, pick any of my leads, any of my employees, and they'll let you know because they're dialed in. And that's how I used to build my teams. So I used to always say, we rise together, we fall together. So try to have that somewhat mentality when you're building teams or you're building your company, and share your knowledge, because again, the the better your team is, because you don't always have to be the wisest and the best in the room. You just have to hire the wisest and best on your team, and that will shine on you. So that's where uh, team building takes effect. During all these companies that I used to work with, during management teams and stuff like that, we used to always go to leadership training, management training, different different times in my career. They used to send us just to get better. And I always appreciated that stuff. Gimba, there's all kinds of different words and things that they use to actually, cut waste. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. All these little things. When you're in production. So, I mean, back in the day, I used to work for a beverage company, and you know, there was times when the employee used to take a product to, say, the beverage room, and then they would come back without bringing anything back, and we would have to cross plants, cross warehouses. So I would always say, take one pallet and bring one pallet back. So we're always moving, we're always progressing, we're always cleaning, we're always making sure that we're utilizing our time. We used to do time trials, how long it took for us to unload trucks, how long it took to, do inventory, how long it took to do these certain things. So we always set the standard, right? And then the next person that did it, now you know where their standard lies, right? They either fall short or they need improvement. So with this, that's how you grow your team with a bunch of leaders, and not some lazy asses that just want to get a check and not, play a part on the team. Everyone has to do their part. And if everyone does it equally, it's fair. And again, there's room for everyone to grow and there's room for everyone to succeed. So don't hold that back from your employees or from your team or from your, from your family, really. I always try to, explain these things to my family, even though they're in different, aspects of business or in work or whatever in fields. Um, all these tips you can utilize no matter where you go. So I hope that kind of helps explain some things about leadership. Again, the book that I read pretty much is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and it tells you a lot in here and explains a lot. Um, you know, laws of attraction. You know, well, the one thing that I always find is people are, um, how do I say, it's responsive. So if you treat them in a negative way, I would say 100%, they're going to treat you in the same manner that you treated them, right? But if you treat people in a positive way, you're happy, you're shining, you're glowing, and you just feel happy. You are going to reflect that onto other people, and other people are actually going to appreciate that because now they feel better about themselves. They're being more positive, and it just makes the whole environment that much better. So yeah, so what you give is what you get. Okay, and that's pretty much a good mindset to have when treating other people, the way you want to be treated. So anyway, talked a little and take a little drink. So if you guys have any comments, let me see Instagram. I love my wife because she always joins in and participates, and where some people don't, and we need, you need that support from your family, your friends, and because you remember these things, you remember, who was there, who was supporting you, and one day when you do make it big, that's when they're going to show up, and that's a fact. So I always try to support everyone that's in my circle, everyone that's in my field, um, anyone that I work with in the past. Um, I try to just lift them. So if I do scroll by chance in their feed, whether any platform, um, I'm liking, or I'm commenting, giving a thumbs up. I may not always agree, I may not always comment, but for some reason I'm always liking, only because I'm showing support. That's number one. Second, it just helps them boost their page by getting more likes and comments and sharing. So again, at all that is free, right? It's free to hit a like. So try to do more of that, and see what the response is when you're doing yours. What you get back. So um, let me see here. I'm 22 minutes in. Um, I am going to say one more thing, and then I am going to get off real quick because right now we don't have any people joining in right now on YouTube, and I want to make sure that we're getting in, and I'm not just wasting my breath. So, with that said, I want to thank you for coming in, for joining us. I can't wait to have a few of these guys, these wise guys, come in. Again, I have a lot of people that I've done podcast with my Dobie Talk, and most of my clients are very you know um, are professionals in their field, and they have a lot of knowledge. So I asked them to join us on this particular podcast if they would like to, and share their wisdom, because you know what, each person has their own life stories. Each person has their own uh, tips, and a lot of this time is different perspectives as well. So when you are trying to build someone up, you got to listen first, and then try to grow from the knowledge that from them. That's why I always people say, hey, go talk to an old person, 70, 80, 90, whatever consider old. I say older, but I feel I'm a little older. I'm 54. I think I've brought a lot of wisdom and gained a lot of wisdom within my 54 years. I wasn't always wise. I probably got a little more wiser after my 30s. But once I got into business for myself, I started becoming a lot more wiser into the business aspect. And so if you guys want to learn about that, how to build a business, how to brand your name, how to create an LLC or an S corp, how to market yourself and advertise, let me know. We can start talking about that as well. I can show you where I went and who I use, and maybe that will help you out as well. So again, if you guys want to, this link, I believe it's going to be always this link because I created a Wise Guys podcast, which the room will always be. So save this link. If you guys ever want to join in while we're talking, you'll pop up right here at the bottom in my little green room, and then I choose to let you in or not. But most of the time you're gonna be in. All right, so save the link, jump in if you can. We'd love to hear your comments, whether live or in the comments area. We can always show them right here so everyone can see them. And then also, again, if you're doing the 75-day hard or 75-day soft, or you're just working out, right, and you need a recovery drink, try LMNT Super Link. Order yours today using the link and get a free sample pack with your order by using http://elementalabs.refr.cc/Felicia Tamayo. All right, guys. So I'm going to send you off with a little video, not video, but sound, and then we'll get off. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Quick little 30-minute, and then hopefully we can do this again while we get everything situated on Ralphie's end. All right, guys. Take care.
Hello. Hit me.
This is a test.
It's serious. It's a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let the rhythm take you.
Yeah.
The rhythm. The music.
The music.
Music. Oh, I love the stuff.
Now, here comes the music.
Are you ready?
Okay, boys. Here we go.
Thank you.